In every shop, there are tools that get the spotlight. The precision crafted, the perfectly calibrated, and the proudly stored in a drawer that likely cost more than your first car. And then there are tools that don't get featured in the magazines, but quietly save the day. Michael Jordan once said, "Everyone saw the slam dunks, but no one saw the hours alone in the gym." Same deal in the workshop. You see the clean cuts, but not the trash can glue scooper that made it possible. So today, I'm showing you 10 dollar store items that actually work in the wood shop. And number 7 might just change how you store your paint rollers forever. So today is for the unsung heroes. Cut! Red Solo Cup, you fill me up, let's have a party, proceed to party. Is it still on? No, no, cut! I said, cut! So anytime you're going to be doing joining of two boards and you're utilizing glue, there's almost something that inevitably always shows up without an invitation, and that is glue squeeze out from your joints. So what I have is I actually have these two different straws. And now the first straw, believe it or not, I picked up around Valentine's Day, and it's in the shape of a heart. I don't know if you can kind of see the bottom of that, but you could see how the bottom comes to a point. That was actually perfect because it allowed me to get in that 90-degree joint and scrape along that. Obviously the glue goes up in this, but there's one kind of fatal flaw with this, is that it's a very narrow straw. So it doesn't take much to overwhelm the straw with glue. Herein lies the next best option, which I love these. These are the boba tea straws. And these boba tea straws are really big because it allows for the boba or the tapioca pearls to make it through there. So they're larger, so it can hold more glue. Also notice that that bottom right here is cut at an angle, which is nice. So it really allows you to get in those joints and clean those up. It's not hard to overwhelm these or have too much glue. So I would do an initial pass, but now hopefully you guys can see that little white beam along that joint. That's excess. So I'm going to take, again, the tip of this, and I'm trying to do it watching it through the camera, but I'm going to scrape down, collecting that. Now see how that cleaned that up? Now, is there still some left? Yes. I come back from the other side and do the same thing. Now, take a look at it now. All the glue's underneath in the joint where it's supposed to be, and not out here where it's going to create kind of an ugly line. So these things work great. Then what I would do is I would go ahead and I would allow this to dry. You could do one of a couple things, or you can grab cloth, squeeze it, and then pull it out, and that'll get an excess of this out. And you can keep reusing this. Or next time, just come, cut it right where the glue ends at an angle again. You're good to go for the next time. Why? Glue ups to make me thirsty. Number 2, toothpicks. These things have come in handy so often, you guys, especially for quick fix. If you can, dollar store just got these. But if you can, once in a while, you'll find them inside of a plastic or a container. To me, that's just worth it. If you could pick one up, go ahead and do that. Now, for the sake of example, let's go ahead and take that block that we glued up earlier. So if let's say you're drilling a pilot hole and you're a little bit off of your mark, right? So I've now got this new pilot hole. And guess what? You're off your mark. And you're like, oh man, happens to the best of us, okay? So now your new hole, if I move over just a little bit, okay? Now, the new hole and the old hole are kind of fighting each other. And as you can see here, I'm not really going to get a good amount of stay power with that. So what you could do is you're going to actually, at this point, this is where those little miracles come into play, all right? So you're going to take your toothpicks, and you probably don't need more than 1 or 2 for a hole. What you're going to end up doing, okay, and I like to call, I call these my ream, if you will. These are my re-entry alignment modifiers. So I'm going to put it into the hole. I'm not going to go super far back behind the wood, and then I'm simply going to break it off at that level. Twist, separate. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to keep filling up till I get through, break. Oh, now that one came out, and that's okay. So I'll put that back in. And I'm gonna do just that. Now, you see that? We're getting to a point where it's getting kind of tough. So I'm gonna grab a hammer and I'm gonna give it a little persuasion, and I'm even gonna flatten it off. So I'll break off the pieces that don't fit. So now I can take that new hole that I'm supposed to be using and drill through that. And that now is jam-packed, and it's as good as new, if you will. It'll be as solid forever. Now, in my opinion, though, this is more of a quick fix. Where this comes in super handy for you is going to be like on strike plates on your door, right? It's really common for those to swell, constrict with the seasons. And if your door isn't closing where it doesn't fully seat into the strike plate, you may need to adjust that forward just a little bit. Well, how do you do that? This is one way you can actually do that if you need to adjust your holes. Number 3, sure and fresh, Maxi Pads. Hey guys, I know you may have seen that, but these are the Sure and Fresh Maxi Pads. You might be wondering, why on goodness green earth would you be keeping this in your shop? And I will tell you why. Because, where is it? Maxi stands for Hemostasis Tactical Absorption Pad. That doesn't make sense. Anyways, we'll go with it. No, guys, as you already know, the shop is a place where injuries are honestly, unfortunately, at a high propensity to happen. There's just a huge chance of it occurring. Now, hopefully most of them are minor, right? This would be way overkill for your situation, but there are a lot of times where you guys have all read about it, where people have lost fingers, limbs, got significant injuries. And let's be honest, these were designed to stop the flow. So if you're ever in an emergent situation and you really needed to kind of apply 1, pressure, and 2, absorb, this is going to be something that you're definitely going to want to have onto. And so most of you realize that the shop is something for precision and creativity, and sometimes, unfortunately, bleeding. So anyways, these things are absolutely ideal. And again, they're designed to respond. These high pressure leaks, these are medical grade and shop approved. Number 4, a good pair of tweezers. Now guys, let's be honest, woodworking is great, but sometimes it bites back, and that is just absolutely the truth. Now, these particular ones that I have here have a slanted tip, which gives you honestly so much more precision when you're trying to remove a sliver or something of that nature. And these ones also have a stainless steel grip, which is amazing. And these are designed, these will take out splinters, metal shavings, and even occasionally regret, if you have any. But pick yourself up one of these, and don't forget, if you're going to get one of these, probably more than 90% of the audience watching this is also going to want to pick up a non-complimentary pair of cheaters, so you can actually use these effectively. Definitely have 1, if not 2 of these in the shop. Number 5. So guys, this is going to be nail polish, and I know what you're thinking. No, actually I don't. And I don't want to, so don't leave it in the comment. I definitely don't want to know what you're thinking. Hey, this has come in handy in so many different levels. Let me explain what I mean by that. One, for me, we have 2 different 4-wheelers. One is going to be a red one is going to be a green one. And the keys are almost identical in shape, in every way, right? So to know the difference is very difficult. Now, I used to use a marker, but as you guys already know, and of course, you can use permanent markers, which are a lot like polish because they come in a variety of different colors, but they do tend to fade over time with use, heat, and cleaning. Whereas nail polish, on the other hand, dries to a hard enamel, and that really bonds to a lot of different surfaces, and it holds up far better. It is, in my opinion, it's a simple way to kind of just mark keys, cables, ports with colors that won't wear off when it really counts, okay? So other than keys, again, I mentioned cables. In fact, let me take you over to this project I just did and I'll explain why. So recently I bought these two cables, and these two cables are absolutely identical and they travel through the arm. Now I haven't put this on yet, guys, so this will be contained up in here. But here's my point. I have one of them going to the sound bar and the other one is going over to my son's Atari. He calls it a Switch, but it looks like an Atari. Actually, that might even be a ColecoVision. I'm not sure. Anyways, but the point is, both of them lead to the TV. Now, it's not super, you don't know which one is going to be the ColecoVision, which one's going to be it. So what I'll do is I'll take a specific color, I'll put one on the back side, right, of the Nintendo 64, and then I'll put one on the TV side, right? So then I can color code. I can look behind, right, the ColecoVision, and I can just see, oh, that's got the bright red. I could come up here on the HDMI port, and I can look and see, oh, that is also bright red. So I know which one it is without having to kind of follow the thread all the way through, okay? Sure. So anyone that has memory challenges, right, it is easier if someone in your family might have dementia or someone is going through some cognitive decline. Sometimes it's easier to remember, oh, go grab the pink key, go grab the red key, that sort of thing. And of course you can buy plastic sleeves oftentimes for that, but also when your keys become specialized, they have different shapes and they don't always make plastic sleeves for those. This, irregardless of shape, will still love you. All right. Number 6, plastic containers. These dollar store bins do a surprisingly good job at helping you sort, store, and stay sane. Why? Because in every shop, listen to this, because this is one of the great truths of shops. In every shop, there is a law that you can escape. Loose stuff spreads. And that is just so true. So there's a lot of different varieties of plastic containers, right? There's the shallow, deep, long. There's also the red solo cups. And the red solo cup, in my opinion, is kind of like a Swiss Army knife for shop containers. You can use them for mixing small batches, whatnot, glue, epoxy, temporary hardware catcher for workstations, sorting out multiple screw sizes during assembly. And that's the big one for me, is I like to put all of my different pieces into these when I'm assembling something. And if you want, you can use them for permanent storage. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is add a label on this and you're kind of good to go. And, you know, when it comes to these red solo cups, it's not bad for something that was designed to hold questionable punch. Number 7, a Pringles container. So you just finished one coat of paint and you still got more to go. But you don't want to throw away your roller knob, whether you're using a 9-inch or a smaller. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be throwing them. I'll be honest, there's a lot of projects where I'll discard of them after every one in the beginning until I found out about this little trick, which in my opinion is absolutely worth it. And that is, whoa, they're slippery, folks. But it is a Pringles container. Instead of tossing your roller knob, don't let it dry out overnight, right? Here's a better move. So slide the roller into a plastic bag, then drop it into the container. Now, one of the things that I like to do is cut the plastic bag about 1 inch above where the top of the canister ends, and then I tuck it into the inside or the core of the roller knob. The bag keeps the roller moist and protects the inside of the container. That way, you guys, you preserve not only the roller, but also the container, making both last a lot longer. Now, guys, if you don't have a bag handy, you can just drop it in, put this on, and that's fine. Now, as you start to build up paint on the inside of this, it'll wear out quicker. Let's just say that, okay? You could do that in a pinch, but at least that allows your roller to last longer. This, for me, an average DIYer, this is gonna allow me to preserve my roller for about 1 to 3 days and then get back, utilize it, and keep painting. That's phenomenal. And for me, most of the time, I'm only going overnight or a period of a couple of hours. Whereas if you just left it out, guess what? By the time you go to use it again, it'd be dry and you're not gonna get a good pattern on that, so you're not gonna get good coverage. So this is a great little saver. And you get the bonus of all the yummy goodness inside. Number 8, binder clips. So guys, I have a tote that's here that is my office supplies, which I keep out in this area. They got everything from my tote scan, my lettering, etc. But one of the most utilized tools that I have that's non-power tool-ish, that is truly on office, is these binder clips, right? Let me kind of show you. These binder clips right here. Now, I do tend to use the 41 millimeter in length. These are the larger ones, right? I find that these come in extremely handy. When we were doing floors and doing floor coatings, if you want to prop up your plastic on garage doors, this works great. In fact, if you look behind, some of you have noticed my United States flag, that is held up with binder clips on that. And also, once upon a time over here, my backdrop was held in with these. And oftentimes when you're doing a glue up, if you're doing smaller, you don't want to use the big clamps. Well, it's just overkill. These, you can bring it on and it'll clamp right on and it'll hold that. Now, if you get even the size larger than this, I have even utilized this when I'm putting on a very thin edge banding onto like some of my tables, things of that nature, will go on and it'll form a nice steady clamp. Now, I realize that there are other tools that are designed like the bandy clamp, but that's okay. This is a great temporary fix and it works. So pick yourself up a set of these. These are super cheap. You can get 8 of these for, I think, just over $1. So number 9 is this plastic green, lime green or bright green tablecloth. Now, this one might be a little bit more for content creators, or if you love sharing stuff on social media, or if you are in your wood shop making and designing products that you want to highlight. Now, you might be wondering, well, how does this even play into it? One, this is a cheap version of a green screen. Now, some of you might be wondering, why would you even need a green screen? So when you want to highlight your item and not have to clean your shop, because let's be honest, oftentimes these can be in a mess, and rather than renting a studio, you could just put one of these green screens up. So let's just say that I was going to be taking this mask and I wanted to isolate it. I could set up a green screen, put this in it, irregardless of my background, take a picture, and then there's a lot of different programs such as Canva where you can actually take it in and it'll remove the background, right? Now, you might be wondering, a couple trivia thoughts. One, why green? Green is one of the colors that is least popular, if you will, in the world, in a sense that, one, there's not a lot of skin tones that have green in it. There's not a lot of, right? So that way, when the digital program goes to remove all the background, it's not removing a part of your face or a part of your object. Now, if you are doing green elements in your item, then you may want to get a blue one and then do a blue screen, right? There are a variety of different applications, but super cheap, super simple, allows you to get just the item alone. So if you're going to sell it on Marketplace or anything of that nature, you have this to assist you. That way, when you're doing it, you get professional level cuts, if you will, around the edges. You don't want to see the edges kind of jagged, right? This helps you get those crisp, clean pictures that you really need to sell your product, because oftentimes the photo and how you present something, I don't want to say is more important than the build itself, but it is for sure equally as important. Number 10 with bonus are these magnetic clips as well as these book rings. Now guys, I brought you out to my carport, which is directly behind the shop. For me, I'll utilize these magnetic clips to grab onto something that I want to hold up. Like for instance, I love this height chart that I have. And this you could use for a variety of different reasons. In fact, over here, if you come, anytime you're doing a project you want to be indicated or marked, you simply can throw that up, and then that will hold paper, that will hold a variety of different things to just help you organize without piercing into the material that you're trying to attach it to, right? And again, these little magnetic clips you can get in a variety of different colors. I got black here, there's silver, right? More of a nickel finish. And then of course these these are the book rings, which you can use as well. I love using these for a variety of different things. I've seen a lot of people use them for cord management, things of that nature. But these are excellent as well. Now, I've also got some bonus ones for you guys that didn't quite make the list, but nonetheless, I think have a great application for utilizing. Okay, so for these notable mentions, there's a couple things. One, these popsicle sticks. One, if you do a lot of crafting, these come in super handy. Super glue in this works amazing. But there's also a lot of variety that you can get. These are, you know, tolerances on these are really pretty good. So if you want to use these for spacer blocks, you can use that. But I found that I do use this more often than not to assist with projects. The other thing that I think is really important is going to be playing cards. How many YouTubers have you seen that utilize these in between for spacing as well? And what I like about this is you can easily add in the same amount on each side to make sure that your spacing is equal as well. So pick her up a pack of cards as well. With that being said, shoot dang! Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you can, consider liking the video and consider subscribing. Love to see you guys on all the future videos. Like and subscribe. See you later.
Is it just actually they don't allow people like you to buy it?
Oh.